Okay, so is there anything and any questions you had or anything you wanted me to cover? Okay, nothing in particular. So would you want to cover like free response questions or maybe like multiple choice or anything like that, or in preparation for the AP? Okay, multiple choice questions. Okay, we can do that. Let me pull up some multiple choice questions then. Yeah, unfortunately, my like screen share for some reason doesn't work quite properly, so I'm gonna have to kind of keep it split screen so I can see the chat window. So maybe if you can, I give you the link in the put the link in the chat window for the some of the choice questions. So you might not be able to see it from the screen. You might have to look at the look at it on your own window, and we can just discuss the questions over the chat. All right. So you wanted to cover conditionals or just multiple choice in general? Okay, both. So let's try to find some questions about that involve conditionals first. Um, okay, so how about this one? Question 1424. Let me see if I can. This way you can kind of follow along on this screen if you want. D. Okay, correct. Yep. Uh, Here's another question that kind of deals with conditionals and loops. Is this what you were? Are these the type of questions you were looking for, or you said questions with like true and false conditionals? So I wasn't not 100% sure what you meant by that. So is this the type of question that you wanted to see, or did you want to see go over something else by when you're talking about true and false conditional, or are you just looking at the question right now? Oh, Alyssa, are you still there? Okay, just double checking. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Okay, so question number 6 here. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so given that x is true, y is true, and z is false, which will evaluate to false. So let's, I guess, step through each one then. So in A, x and y will, if x is true and y is true, what will x and y, and just to make sure you remember, the these signs are the ands, these signs are the ors. Um, so what will this first part of A evaluate to, x and y? Right, that'd be true. So then you have true or z, and z is false. So what would true or false evaluate to? Right, true. Okay. Um, so let's look at the next one, I guess. So this part is in parentheses, so we do that first. Um, X or Y. What is X or Y here? True. And so true and false, what does that evaluate to? Right, exactly. It's going to be false because anytime you have something and something, both of them have to be true in order for it to be true. If either of them are false or even both of them are false, it becomes false. So I think there's some problems on the ebook on this, so you can maybe look at those. I think it's somewhere here. Maybe near the beginning. Conditionals, yeah. Uh, so let's just go through it quickly, just some of the basics. I think you wanted more like evaluating things and uh, I guess let's skip ahead to the questions for now, and then we can, if there's anything that becomes confusing. Oh, um, do you know? Do you remember De Morgan's law? That might be something a little bit more tricky. Okay, so De Morgan's law is basically it's kind of like how if you have something like 3 times or like x times y plus z, say you had that, that could be, you can kind of like spread it out, distribute it. So it'd be like that's equal to xy plus xz. Um, uh, so there's kind of, it's kind of, it's not, it works a little differently here, but that's how you kind of, um, that's the idea behind it. So what it is if you want to take an A and B and you not it, basically saying not A and B, that's saying either not A or not B. And we can kind of, it's similar to the distributive, but the tricky part is ands and ors work differently. So you have to kind of do that. So I think the easiest way to explain it um, is to or to like write it out in some examples. Um, so okay, so here's one example. So I'll just sorry me. I hadn't really prepped it in my head, so it's sorry if it becomes a little rambled. Just Trying to make sure I present it correctly. All right. So how De Morgan's work is you can have like say A and B are booleans. You can De Morgan's law says that not A and B is equal to not A or not B. And it also says that not A or B equals not A and not B. So we can do some tables to kind of prove it. So I don't know if you've ever done these truth tables, but they can often help make things like this clear. So these are all four possibilities for if you have two booleans, these are all four possibilities for those booleans, right? So if you want to have these are like all the four cases where both A and B are true, one where A is true and B is false, where A is false and B is true, and when they're both false. So what about A and B? What would the truth table look for that? That was the
Hello?
voice chat working. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Perfect. Okay.
So have you seen these truth tables before?
The column, or however many columns there are, as they get more complex, I usually get confused. That's why I wanted to go over these type problems.
Okay. So I think it cut out for the beginning part of that, but did you say that like you understand some of it, but like when it gets more complex, it becomes harder for you? Okay. So I guess uh, let's go over the simple case and then we can talk about how you build out maybe like a larger truth table and things like that. Um, so what would A and B look like just these 4 entries. Maybe the voice is cut out again. I'm not hearing anything on your end. If you want to just if you're saying something right now, maybe put something in the group chat so can we know that there's some issue or. So I'm not hearing anything on your end. Can you hear me? Can you hear me right now? I'm gonna try to message you in the group me just to see maybe if that'll work. So listen, I'm not haven't gotten a response from you on the chat or on here, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the broadcast. But I'll stick around on the call on the webinar a bit longer. So just message me if any issue you figure out the issue and can get back on the